Player to watch tonight, apparently going to Daniel de Groot. He is going to have to play a part, and that's the first cross of the night in towards the box, and it's caused a few issues. Trigueros doesn't clear it. I mean, what on earth is that for a clearance, Trigueros? Great header from Diakabi. Samata brings it down brilliantly as well, and now he's got Chukwueze making the run. Anybody in the box for Chukwueze to aim at? There is Trigueros for the reply, and he's redeemed himself now then. I'll take it back. Maybe he will still play after tonight. Gave away the goal, but he's redeemed himself with the finish. And it's Alvarez, Trigueros, Baselli, De Groot's in behind De Groot. There we go. Just what we needed. 24 minutes left. Villarreal 2, Young Boys 1. Daniel De Groot's got it. What can we do here? Zakaria looking for a chance. Finds De Groot again. Turns, spins, finds the bottom corner. What a finish from Daniel De Groot. Game, set, and match. As soon as this ball comes back in, there will be the full-time whistle. 3-1 victors, and I believe, my friends, that takes us through to the group stages. I mean, to the knockout rounds. Yeah, I knew what I meant. Hello everybody, and welcome back to another Career Mode episode. Today we're going to be facing against Barcelona, so you've got that to look forward to as we head into the month of December and also move into January. So we will be heading into the January transfer window, and on that topic we've got a few things to discuss which I will go into in just a moment, but just to show you then the plan of action, we've got Cadiz up first, which is going to be a sim of course, as it is the second leg of the Copa de España. Then we take on Eibar away. Having already secured our spot in the knockout rounds, we're not going to be playing against Lazio. We will sim that. We will then face off against Las Palmas at home, Barcelona away. So we definitely will be playing against Barca. Don't you worry about that. And in the month of January, we've got Atletico in there away. So that's going to be an interesting game as well. So my plan is to play Atletico for definite, Barcelona for definite, and Eibar for definite. And then see where we're at in between that. But to touch upon what I was going to talk about then, with us heading into the January transfer window, we've got quite a few top-tier players available on pre-contracts this year. I know some people like pre-contracts, other people think it makes the game too easy. I mean, I'm not really that fussed, in all honesty. Like, part of me loves a pre-contract because it gets you to use players that maybe you don't think about using. But at the same time, I do understand the aspects of people saying that it makes the game far, far too easily. So I've shortlisted a few here just to kind of show you the caliber of players that are going to be available. And then you can kind of have your say in the comment section whether or not you want to see us sign pre-contract players or not. So do remember, we will have already played through to the 15th because that is when the game against Atletico is. So there's quite a high chance that some of these players would have already gone on those pre-contracts. So Skriniar is one of them from Inter Milan. Another big name as well with the contract expiring, Pellegrini from Roma. He's also got a contract that expires pretty this season, 8 months' time. Paredes is somebody that I want to bring in, of course. If we continue down the list, Paulo Dybala also expires this season. I mean, you can see 94 rated. Bernardo Silva, another one whose contract expires this season. Mbappe, another one. Rashika's another one. I'm currently scouting him because he looks all right. And I think maybe this one would be one that we definitely go for, just to kind of spice it up a little bit. I've never actually used him before, so we'll see what sort of rating he is and maybe get him in. Erdegaard, he's got one expiring, of course, played with us at Graafschap. Into the other one then that I wanted to show you, which was Neymar. Again, another player with a pre-contract expiring. So that's kind of what I'm talking about. You know, if we were to pick up these type of players, they would be world beaters, right? So when you look at our current team, they'd pretty much come in and be the best player in here. So that's why I sometimes understand why people don't like it, and other times understand why people do it. So let me know your thoughts on it. Should we use pre-contract players? Should we limit the sort of overalls that we use pre-contract players, i.e. say anybody under the rating of 85? Should we go for anybody we want? Should we not use them at all? Leave your kind of thoughts and such down in the comment section below, and I'll take a look through them before we finish off next episode. And that way we can make a few pre-contract signings happen maybe. But into game one we go then, which is going to be Cadiz. And I don't know why it's done this, but I did have a second team set up, and it seems to have got rid of that second team. Not ideal, but we'll do it again then, and we'll sim this game real quick. Alright, I'm hoping it will actually have saved this so that I can actually use the second team, and it's not. And I'm going to show you this again. I've been through this before in a series, right? But look, this is my selected team. This is the one I want to use, not the main one, which it currently is selecting. I am trying to use the second team. Every time you then go into the sim match section, as you can see, it's not allowing me to use a second team. What about if I go into play match? Will it let me use a second team there? Or am I going to have to actually change around the players and go and actually use my main team, but just change it round? I mean, there you go. So it's letting me use the main team, the second team if I play the game. But if I wanted to sim it, I've got to sim using my main team. So I don't understand why this is a thing. I mean, there's endless bugs again in career mode. The question is, am I actually able to use my... I'm not really, because I've got a game on the 4th, so I do need to switch around. So it's just more hassle, really, than anything. But there we go, I've got to do it. Try that again, then, shall we? With the main side actually selected. Obviously, I've just switched around all the positions, and it has actually saved it. So I think we'll be all right. In fact, no, it hasn't. Oh, yeah, it has saved it. I just saw Pags in there, and I realised that I still had him out there. Away from home sim, we won the first leg, so it should be comfortable, and we win the second leg as well. Hudson-Odoi scoring both goals as we now move through to the next round of the Copa de España, the Copa del Rey as it's known as well. So that's good for us to see. But now we head into our first game of today's episode that we will be playing, and that is going to be Eibar away as we look to continue the run of form we're in the league. We've got a lot of youth academy players coming through as well, of course. 2 of them made their debut last episode, Theo Fanus and Lazardis, both playing a part in the last one. We'll see if we can keep bringing in these youngsters to play a part. But I need to switch back to the full strength 11. If you're a betting man, who's your money going on for this one then? We are currently top of La Liga. But Eibar pose a decent threat here. And there are going to be no pushovers. This is hopefully going to be quite the test for our team. And of course, with Barcelona to come, you've got to look at this and think, if we're going to be winning games, that Barca game could be quite a tough one indeed. Remember when we last played Real Madrid? They gave us a very good game. It ended in a draw, of course. We've defended the first attack of the night so far. And we've been able to play our way out as well, as we do find Chukwueze. Now to Patrick. Just hasn't got the pace to get there, but he still has it at least. Jovic, no! That was supposed to go back to Chukwueze. It went instead to Jordan. Nevertheless, we've still got possession. Here is Jovic again. Chukwueze now makes that move on the right-hand side. Only 8 minutes in here. And he looks to get it back on that favoured left side. Puts a good cross in. And it's defended well. Now Zakaria in towards the feet of Pion Sisto. Sisto away from one, but he's still not found a way through just yet. Patrick in towards the feet of Jordan. Sends it to Chukwueze to finish. And he's hit the outside of the post and it's gone out. So good up until the finish. And that, do you know what? Chukwueze's had a very long period of time in the side now as a starter. And he's got lots about him. Like the guy's quality. Just sometimes I wonder about his finishing aspect. And there it was again on show. The only thing that worries me, though, is that whatever it's 0-0, Eibar do actually look like they want to take the game to us. They are putting crosses into the box. Luka Jovic again, the ball through. Chukwueze with a bit of pace. He's going to meet it. And he's going to have to be right-footed. And this time the keeper's done really well. Bounces out for Luka Jovic. And now he's off the line as well. Oh, my goodness me. We just can't find this back of the net. Little voice crack from me there as well. Patrick going to be found by Jovic. Patrick. Sisto's there. Composure from Pion Sisto to drag it back. It's there. It's goalkeeper. It's finally in. And it's Patrick who's got it. They survive the initial onslaught, but they cannot hold out. And Villarreal have the lead. It's Patrick, the skipper, who's got it. Oh, man. Honestly, I didn't think we were going to finish this in the end. Sisto just says, have some of that. Put it on target. And just hope the keeper palms it back out into that area. And there's Patrick on hand. Not the cleanest finish in the world, but he won't care. It's his, I think... Well, he's first of La Liga. Oh, yeah. The goal he scored was in the Europa League. That's that long shot. In fact, he hasn't scored. That's his first goal in La Liga, but he's got like 8 assists to his name. So that's why he's in the side. Jovic, Patrick, really nicely done. And we're going to find Chukwueze as well as advantages played by the referee. Chukwueze, he's got the man coming in. It's Zakaria to finish it and make it too. He's got to do it. He does. I mean, if he misses that, we have a serious problem. But there is the showcase that I was talking about. Chukwueze gets in on the right-hand side. Advantage played very well by the referee, may I add. I usually sit here slating them, so I've got to give him credit where it's due. And then at this point, he has the composure to just pull it back, Chukwueze, and say, there you go. Zakaria keeps the goalkeeper rooted. And we are 2-0 in front now. And Eibar at this point have to be careful that this doesn't get too much out of their control, really. We saw it recently in that last episode, a 6-0 win, was it? You know, you've got to be composed. You have to make sure you do damage limitation. We're approaching half-time. And it's 2 to the good here. And I think at half-time I would take that quite happily as Pags under control. That's a good interception. Zakaria's got a touch on that one. And it's not quite cleared away yet then. This is defending to do. Junior's going to block the cross though. Well done in the end. Sisto plays his way out towards Patrick. Look at Chukwueze again. And this is exactly what we're talking about. He is causing nightmares right now for this Eibar defence. Turns on the left foot, swings in the cross. It's going to be up in the air to win. And that should do it for the first half then. Assisto's going to get this on the return. If that had gone in, I'd have lost my marbles. 2-0 at half-time. Quite a night by all accounts from Pion Sisto, but he hasn't really needed to. As again, here we go. Chukwueze to finish himself. Oh, you've got to be joking. He's at the outside the post, and now he's at the bar and the post. Added time now of a quiet second half here, and that is going to do us for the game. Couldn't find a third goal tonight, but we won by 2-0. Of course, the early goals in the first half enough from the central midfielders, Zachariah and, of course, Patrick with the goals. And we get ourselves our first 3 points of today. Unfortunate for Chukwueze, was brilliant. I mean, Ibar didn't pose a single threat there. As I said earlier, having already secured our spot as the group winners in the next round of the Europa League, don't need to play this, so we are going to be simming it yet again. I'm trying to sim it with my backup side, and it's not letting me do that, so we're just going to stick to the first team, because I can't really be bothered switching everybody around. In all honesty, I did actually have my second side selected, and we won it anyway. 2-1 winners, Jovic scoring, and there's a red card in there as well. So we're going to find out our knockout round opponents pretty soon, but I think between now and then we have got to play this game before we do find that out. Now the question is, what am I going to be doing here? Because Las Palmas are a home game, followed by Barcelona away, and we've actually got Getafe in there in the round of 16 of the Copa de España, so that should be probably playing the away leg there. So I think I'm going to sim this, sim the home leg of Getafe, sim Malaga, and play the away leg against Getafe and play the away game against Atletico to add to the Barcelona game. That's the plan of action then. So let's also sim Las Palmas here. We are still undefeated, but honestly, I'm not bothered about that. They are second from bottom, so it theoretically should be a win, but if it's not, don't worry, and if we lose, we lose. See, I had that selected, and it didn't sim with that player. I don't know. I don't know what's the problem. Don't tell me it's going to change it now. Okay, there we go. So let's see what happens in this home sim following this Barcelona, but we've got a week between it, so we should be okay to do this. And a double from Patrick got us a 2-1 win. Happy days with that then. Let's move into Barcelona. Just realised as well, the red card to Junior picked up in the Europa League sim means that he won't play in the first knockout round, whoever we get. So hopefully it's not anybody too difficult, because we will have to play a backup fullback. Nevertheless, it's time then to go to the Camp Nou and see if we can come away victors. This is the side we're going to pick for it. We'll check out their team when we are into game, of course. And having already drawn with Real Madrid, this is the other side. That's not obviously Atletico Madrid as well. That's kind of the top three that you consider: Atletico, Barcelona, Real. Drawn with Real. How are we going to do against Barca? That's the question. This then is the 11 that are posed to stand against us today. Ter Stegen in between the sticks. Alaba, Umtiti, Izzo and Varg as the back four. Milinkovic-Savic lines up in the midfield three with Gomez and Rafinha. And in their front three, Coutinho, Wesley, and Messi on the right-hand side. Alba Ruiz on the bench, Jesse Lingard on the bench. Not as good a Barcelona side as I first thought, but whenever you got Lionel Messi in there, it doesn't particularly matter, does it? As you guys have found out. We did face Barcelona with the Graafschap in the group stages of our Champions League victory. Messi, of course, scoring against us there, so Patrick knows about that all too well, as he captains the side for us and will have shaken Messi's hand before kickoff. Quite interesting that you got two players who once faced off against each other, one coming towards the back end of their career, the other one basically just starting. And I'm sure both of them at some point will have won the Ballon d'Or. I'm pretty sure Patrick will get it in his career. Nevertheless, we are underway here and already misplacing a pass. Got to be focused inside the first few minutes. Don't want to be having to come back from behind. Messi in the box, and Pags deals with the first problem of the night. Corner ball met at Barcelona though. Coutinho stood over this. Is there going to be an instant chance for them? As it swung in, Sisto does enough there, and we should be okay to get out now. Jordan, as Baselli's on the ball. Jovic, Chukwueze is going to get this, and he's got the pace here to get in behind as he's in the box here. Chukwueze trying to feed it to Luka Jovic, and he somehow found the pass through, and deadlock broken inside Camp Nou. Luka Jovic has got it at this point here when he found the cutback. I thought actually that Umtiti had blocked it, but it's gone. It's not even Umtiti, is it? Wait, is it? Number 23. I don't actually know. I'm not even sure. Whoever it was inside that box, though, it goes through their legs and then in the back of the net, following from Luka Jovic. Not an ideal start for Barcelona. Now one down inside the first few minutes. And I think it was Umtiti, number 23. Yeah, it was. Samuel Umtiti through his legs towards the feet of Luka Jovic, and he puts in the back of the net. And we have the lead then at this game. And only 20 minutes in, I can assure you that won't be the last chance of this one, though. Had to be concentrated so far in the game. Wesley's going to be found. Back towards Andre Gomez. Through. And Asenio there is vital that he gets that ball. Whew. Oh, Messi and Wesley have linked up brilliantly. I mean, from that far out, I've got to be honest, I feel a little bit frustrated that that's gone in. If anyone is going to do that, I thought it might have been Messi, but no, Wesley is the person who's done it. I think he's just joined Aston Villa in real life, hasn't he, from Club Bruges. If you look at this strike, though, I mean, yeah, Pags jumped straight past the ball. He's got to be defending better than that. It was last ditch, really, but if you watch the way that this ball goes in, I'm not going to lie. If we let him do that 9 times tonight, how many times does he score that? Anyway, 1 apiece here. Wesley scoring. Luka Jovic after he opened the scoring here. It's just annoying more than anything because we allowed that to happen. It could have been prevented. We could have played a tackle. We could have not given away the ball the way we did. Yeah, I can be frustrated about the finish, but the fact is, it shouldn't even have been in that position to begin with. Chukwueze's stolen that back, and he's done really well here. Is there a pass at the end of this for Pion Sisto, who might be in behind? Defender's got something on that, but not really lots. And Sisto now looks towards Chukwueze for the header. Oh, and it's not going to find the back of the net. Straight at Stay, you're going to have to be far better than that. Half-time whistle goes. Frustratingly 1 apiece here. I think we've been the better side so far. I mean, there's not in it, but... I mean, there's not a lot in it, I should say. But the fact is, you know, it's been a very quiet game, and we've had the slight better of it. And before kick-off, if you'd have given us a draw, I'd have probably taken that. So, can't really complain at the position that we're in at the moment. And that's not a great ball out wide to Firpo, but it's made its way there, at least, as Chukwueze is going to be found. Ball towards Jordan. Stepping off him a little bit here, Barca. Inviting that shot on, but they had a feeling that it would be going over even if it came in, and that's exactly what happened. I mean, they do step off us in midfield, so if we can get Patrick into one of those positions, that's different, because he can find the top corners and such. But I'm assuming if that was Patrick, they would have closed that down. Here he is again then, Patrick on the ball, finding Chukwueze. And you can see, really, it is only one-way traffic at the minute. Chukwueze, Patrick! You've got to be kidding. You actually have to be trolling me right now. We've done everything there. Space, shot, bang. Crossbar. Of course it is. Let's tell it like it is here. With 3 minutes to go, Barcelona have been poor going forward. They really don't deserve to get this draw. One chance they created from distance, and Wesley smashed it in the top corner. And like I said to you, we let him do that 10 times. How many times did he score it? Don't even tell me they're going to get a winner here, though. Rafinha shot in. He could have held that. 100% could have held that. How is the goalkeeper finding that a bit... How does he not... I don't know. I don't know how he doesn't catch this. It's not... I mean, that's perfect height to catch it. He should have done. And if we concede from this, I'm going to be so angry. Because, literally, they haven't done any... Oh, it's free header. Interesting defending from us at the minute. People picking up weird players. Like, we've got Chukwueze marking one of their better headers of the ball. Don't really understand that. A minute to go until we end this one off then, and it's going to be looking like a frustrating evening for us. Patrick out towards Chukwueze. Referee's probably going to blow his whistle here now. There you go. We're overlapping down the right. Beister's in, blows his whistle. Get lost, referee. I'm annoyed because you know what? Barca did nothing going forward. They have one shot, this shot right here, that somehow finds the top corner, and they've come away with a point. Outside of this, they did nothing. Honestly, man, I'm actually a little bit disappointed. And I can't say that we deserve to win the game, as in we did much ourselves. But you compare our goal to their goal, we had to work it a little bit better. They smash it in from about 20 yards. So, yeah, I mean, like I said, you give that 10 times, we win that game 1-0. I'm just saying. So, it is a point that before kickoff I would have 100% taken. But now, it could have been 3 points, really. And as we move into the January transfer window, I'm not planning on letting anybody go. And at the minute, I don't really have the funds to bring anybody in. But do remember about that pre-contract issue that I was speaking about previously. Let me know what you guys want in the comment section. Should I go out and just spend pre-contracts as and when people are available? Should I think about it? Should I limit the rating? Do let me know down in the comments below. But if anybody does come in for our players, if it's a considerate offer, I might let them go. But at the moment, not planning on it, so we'll see. But we've got the home leg first against Getafe in the cup, and then we play the away leg. So yeah, these next 2 games I think will be sim games from here. So let's go into the first one then, see if we can get the result in this first leg. And we did a 2-1 win, so all it means is we can move into the next leg and get a draw and pretty much be through. So I'm happy with that. Malaga up next in the league for us though, and right now with our draw against Barcelona, Sociedad have closed the gap to 2 points because they won in their game. So, a little bit annoyed about that. But, I mean, they're doing really well this season. If you look at that, we'd be head and shoulders above everybody if they weren't in this. So, I don't know what they've been putting in the breakfast over at Real Sociedad, but some is going right there. And they've actually just won again, so now they top the league as we go into the game against Malaga. What on earth is happening? We have to win now then. Home leg, home sim even. How's this one going to go? A 2-1 win in the last one, and a 3-0 win here. Samata with a penalty off the bench, Chukwueze and Firpo with the goals. Manager of the year has been announced. Who is it going to go to? We're going to find that out right here. Remember, we won the Champions League with the Graafschap, and nobody really gave us a shout, and Allegri has got it for taking Juve to a strong campaign. Well then, I'm not going to make comment, you know what I mean? We won the Champions League with arguably the lowest rated side in there, so there you go. Don't get Manager of the Year. Maybe we'll get it some year down the line. I don't know. But we've got this game to play then in the second leg against Getafe. Following this is Atletico Madrid, so it probably will be a backup side for us. And just trying to see this game out. I can't see us naming a strong 11, especially with Atletico to come. But I also don't want to go out, so I'm thinking to myself, do I just risk it? Or do I actually play a strong side? And I think I'm going to go for the risk because, yeah, I mean, it's not a bad side by any means. You can see it there. It's one that should still do a job. Yeah, screw it. Let's go. We'll go with that team. And hopefully, come the end of this 90 minutes, we'll be into the quarterfinals of the Copa del Rey. And then we'll finish the episode off with Atletico Madrid. Here we go. So, advantage us then into this second leg. But with the side selection and such, could pose quite a bit of an issue here. As already Getafe looking to oppose us early on. And Ruben Blanco has made a save. Although, looking at it, it looked like it was a bit extravagant. Didn't necessarily need the big showcase, did it? As there is another corner now then in towards our box, which we deal with on this occasion. Just keep calm, then we'll throw it out with Ruben Blanco towards his left-hand side. As long as we don't really lose the game, we should be fine. You know, we can draw the game and still go through. I think we've got enough to win it tonight. Lazardis and Hudson-Odoi link up again. And here goes Hudson-Odoi for the second time then. Callum Hudson-Odoi in the area, trying to get in towards that byline, and he's done that. That is fantastic defending, by the way. Not only has he stopped the cross coming in, but he's also kept the ball in play for them to have possession. Azidis to Trigueros. Trigueros with a shot. Picked out of the sky by David Soria. And unbelievably, they escaped that as well. De Groot's corner in, though. Oh, that's the area you want it. I mean, look how dangerous we have been from corners. I expect to see that one go in. Diakabi under control. Maybe he should have taken a few more seconds to think about it. But then again, so should they. Gave the ball back straight to us. Fernandez for Hudson-Odoi over the top. Going to have to be first time. It's one in the air. Samata flicks it on. Lazardis in the box. Hello, Lazardis. Or Lazardis even. What am I talking about? Lazardis has scored 25 minutes in. And it's a quality finish. Really, really is. I take my hat off to him. Because this is so difficult to pull off. And the youngster's done it. There's two headers in the build-up one here. Hudson-Odoi there. Then Samata. In fact, I don't even know if it was one by him. But look at that. Back to goal. And Lazardis has volleyed it in. That is an unreal piece of skill. And we lead here so far then. Fernandez. Trigueros. Trigueros. Ball through Samata. What a pass from Trigueros. And the offside flag stays down. Oh my goodness me. Assist of the week. How about this from Trigueros? Not even looking. What a ball. And Samata has to finish it after that. Because if he doesn't, he's got Trigueros to answer to. What a pass that is. Oh, the lunge. It's going to be a goal. It's going to be a goal. Don't know if you saw the little lunge there as well. Whether it was trying to defend it on the edge of our penalty area. It was an awful attempt. And then after that, just didn't reset in time. And it cost us. You'll see it again in a second. It's number 16. You see there. And then look, I don't know what happens. It's like it does it twice. It's whatever, man. We're still in front and we're still going through. It's just a bit annoying when you see your players do that. Because I don't quite know. It was like he tripped over air for a second. Going to bring on Theophanos, bring off Lazardis. He's had a good performance. But let's get the other Greek youngster on and see if he can make the difference too. 3 minutes left until we book our spot in the quarterfinals. Lovely skill for Theophanos. And he looked, oh my goodness me, what's happening back there? David Soria's picked it up and managed to actually have it for a second as it looked for a moment like Getafe had made a mistake. Theophanos with some good feet. Just couldn't find the ball in towards the box. And like I said, we're moments away now from booking our spot in the quarterfinals. Samatta steals it back. Is there a chance for one more opportunity in the game? Samatta all the way back towards Baselli. Baselli now Theophanos looking to get one himself. Watch Lazidis get one when he was on the bench. And that is going to be the full-time whistle then. We are through to the quarterfinals of the Copa del Rey. Who we face, we will find that out in a few moments. In fact, still need to have a look as well and see who we're going to face in the Europa League. The draw for the Copa de España could have been slightly more favourable for us. Real Madrid have got Bilbao. We've drawn against Atletico Madrid with the home leg coming up first. And Barcelona will play Levante with it rounding off with Eibar against Sociedad. So, yeah, like I said, could have been a bit more favourable to us. Unfortunately, it's not been the case. We just have to pick us up and try and go through. And actually, we play Atletico for our last game now. And then we've got them again next episode. So that's going to be a bit frustrating. But Europa League draw then. This is how it looks. Round of 32 stage. Liverpool will face fellow Spaniards Espanyol. Leipzig Sporting. Dynamo Kiev Chelsea. We will play the Gemares. Who I believe play in the Portuguese league. We'll check that out in a few minutes. Inter in there as well. Lazio, Marseille. And it looks like the Graafschap have made it through to the knockout rounds of the Champions League then. Because I remember saying to you guys last episode, in their group stages, they were in second. And no, they haven't. Wait, so they do join the Europa League, but the question is, do they join? In fact, I'm thinking now in the back of my mind that they join in at the round of 16, but I could be wrong. Let me double check that. Are they definitely in this draw? Because they finished third in their Champions League group. Yeah, they're there. Sorry, I made that mistake. They did join. It's just I started on the second page. So they've drawn Club Brugge. So hopefully they'll beat them, and it might set up for us playing against them. I don't know why I thought they came in the round of 16 stage. I knew they came in the round of 32. That's right, it's round of 32. I had a brain fart moment, but there we go then. So, former club, the Graafschap, will play Club Brugge. We have been drawn against Vit Games. Gimares? I have absolutely no idea. But I do believe they do play in the Portuguese league. Liga NOS. There we go. They are fourth in the Liga NOS then. Hopefully, we'll get through that pretty simply. I might play a few kids for the game. We'll see. But to end off today's episode then, it is going to be Atletico Madrid who find themselves sixth at the moment. We've got them 3 times in the next 4 games now after drawing them in the Copa del Rey. Now, this is an interesting point I was going to make. In the back of my mind, when we came into this January transfer window, I said to myself, if we get an offer for a midfielder, and I'm not really set in stone about keeping them, like the likes of Zakaria, because I did see a comment, that's how you pronounce it, Zakaria, I would actually potentially let them go. Because, as you know, Paredes is on my list, and he has a release clause that's there. So we could sell Zakaria, and actually go in for Paredes, but I want to negotiate this for Chelsea. 85 rated, we would be paying about 32 million for Paredes, and he's the same overall. So I'm thinking in the back of my mind, let's counter for 60 million here, and see if they will accept that. 60 million pounds counter, and they are willing to match that for Dennis Zakaria. So he looks like he's leaving the club. It could well be that he goes, in which case the replacement that will be coming in his place will be Paredes from PSG. But of course, we still have to play this game here against Atletico Madrid right now to make sure of this. And like I said, we've still got these players who have expiring contracts that we could still try and pick up. I mean, you can see them, Neymar, Mbappe. None of these guys yet have had clubs actually offer for them. Pellegrini's one that I feel like I have to make. You can get him so cheap as well. So do make sure to leave me a comment on whether or not we should be using pre-contract signings or not. Because it's much about you guys enjoying this as it is about me actually wanting to use the best players as well. But there he is, Paredes. 32.7 is that release clause on him, Leandro Paredes. So he would be a replacement for Zakaria if he goes. And actually, depending on how much money we've got left, we could even go in for Leon Bailey as well. That could be something else we do as well. 43 million quid. So we could get 2 for the price of 1 in essence. Leon Bailey could be joining. And then so could Paredes. I think Paredes would be the first on the list though, wouldn't he? Real Sociedad, I guess, have been the surprise little package this season as they find themselves chasing with us for the league title. I can't deny though, as we head into this game, all I'm thinking about is getting in this transfer window. Now we're going to have a little bit of money if Zakaria does leave the club to join Chelsea. Here, though, is the Atletico side then. All black in goal. Back four is going to line up like Hernandez, Caldara, Godin, and Mukiele. Obviously, Simeone as manager. Inside the midfield, then, Lamar, Sol, Ramsey, and Angel Correa in the midfield four. Up front, the main man, Antoine Griezmann, and I believe, is that Andre Silva? As they have the 4-4-2 standard, which I like the 4-4-2. It's old-fashioned. It's just I've never found success with a 4-4-2 personally, so I don't tend to use it as much. I don't know. I've always wanted to have a series where I can actually get down with a 4-4-2 and have success, but I never seem to be able to do it. So for us, it's the 4-2-3-1, as you have seen. You know the guys that are starting. And Zakaria could be starting his final game for the club. Or I keep saying Zakaria, not Zakaria. I'm sorry. It's just said it that much that way that it's when you focus on other things that you end up not saying the right way. So yeah, my bad. Sisto, what a knock inside towards Junior. Junior in a really good area. What a goal that would have been. Chukwueze rebound, and it's 1-0 inside 12 minutes. Just the start we were hoping for here. We can't get too ahead of ourselves, though, because we took the lead against Barcelona earlier and only came away with a point. But if you actually look at that, it's Pion Sisto's pass towards the run of Junior, and he hits it first time with the left foot. All Black saves it, but there's Chukwueze on hand as he puts in the rebound. Atletico 0, Villarreal 1, and we have the breakthrough after a matter of minutes. But again, against Barca, we had the lead, and we weren't able to keep that. Is there going to be a reply from Atletico? Andre Silva trying to break his way through. It's blocked, it goes for a throw-in, and I'm expecting to see them trying to get a chance here. But Zakaria has done really well to win back that ball. Jovic, Patrick just in front of him, not got the pace to make all that run, so I decided to pass it instead. Here is somebody who has got the pace, though, and that is Chukwueze. Looking to take on his player, maybe. A little bit of trickery and pulls it back, and this time it hasn't worked. In fact, he's still got it. Look at the battle going on there. And Patrick now looking to place one, maybe. Oh, it's wide. It's a good block from Issa Diop in the box, but it's now going to be Atletico's corner. Lamar going to stand over this, and he goes short towards Correa. Up against Chukwueze, he's beaten him, and he's gone round the outside. Backwards, though, to Lamar. Swings in the delivery. Senor comes out to punch it. Maybe could have caught, but nevertheless, it's away for us. Now Patrick can carry as he's away from his man. Sisto needs to give him the run. He's waiting for it still, Patrick. And Pion Sisto now does that. Here we go, then, for number 2. Quick as that with a counter-attack. And Pion Sisto's got it. Atletico's night goes from bad to worse. They look for a reply, and they cannot find it. And in a matter of seconds, it's 2-0 to us. Sisto at pace. Patrick lays the ball in. And at this point, it's a 1v1. Can he find the back of the net? Yes, he can. It's Pion Sisto at the end of the day. He doesn't miss things like this. And that, my friends, is a breathing room goal there that should be enough now to take us through. Even if they get a goal, I'm still confident we won't concede more than one. Patrick corner. Where's he going to put this? It's into the area. Zakaria's up! And a parting gift before he leaves the club, maybe. 3-0 Villarreal. And it's a goal for our number 6. And that could be the final one that he gets for the club before his move to Chelsea. I'm sure if we kept hold of him, he would be a beast for us in that central midfield area. Having said that, £60 million for a player who we can replace with somebody else for almost half that price, who's the same rating, I think is good business. So, I mean, yeah, it'd be sad to see him go, but at the end of the day, we've got to do that if we want to bring in the best players. Great turn from Sisto. Leaves the ball to Patrick, who finds Chukwueze. Back heels for Luka Jovic. Great block, but Jovic is still going to get there. And he's somehow turned it in off the end side of the post. The night's got even worse for Atletico. Again, as it's now number 4 for us here. And you know what? The reason it's looking so bad is because as a side, they won't sit back and accept this. They'll try and get themselves back in it, but in doing so, they're making it even worse for themselves. And right now, I tell you what, in the games we've played, Barcelona weren't really anything to worry about. Real Madrid took the lead against us, but were able to come back and equalise in that game. We're defeating Atletico away from home by 4-0 so far here. I think the team to watch out for is actually Real Sociedad. They look like the other side in this league right now, who look to be the team to watch out for and maybe worry about. The rest of them that we faced so far, I think we might have even played Sociedad at one point, aren't really posing too much of a threat at the minute. Sociedad are the ones to watch, I'll tell you that for sure. Time ticks away here then. It looks like that's going to be it from this game. 4-0 the scoreline. Still 2 minutes or so, but I mean, at the minute, they're just not posing anything here, Atletico Madrid. I think if they maybe get a goal back at 1-0, there's a possibility they'll get something from the game. But, you know, when you look at that and then you consider that they had a corner and then minutes or seconds later, we were putting the ball in for number 2. That's the difference, really. And that's a poor throw. And that should do it then. Chukwueze to clear out wide towards Sisto. 4-0 victors. 3 points again. Sociedad, what have you got for us? If you want to keep tabs, you're going to have to keep winning. Then, as we end today off, Zakaria is still a Villarreal player for now. But when we finish this game against Atletico in the next episode, it might well be that he signed for them, which will, of course, allow us to then bring in ourselves Leandro Paredes. But the thing you've got to consider at the minute, I'm going to take a quick look at see some of the other deals that have gone through. That's a big money move there. Horn has gone to Dortmund. I've seen something from PSG as well, so I'm thinking maybe PSG have done something. Daniel Vass has gone to Dusseldorf. I mean, you can see there's a lot of free transfers, pre-contracts being negotiated. Theo Hernandez has gone to PSG for 33 million. Vlasic to Red Bull Leipzig. Then Donker to Arsenal. Not too worried about that. See, there's another one. Florentin Toliso's gone to Atletico Madrid on a pre-contract. That's what I'm talking about, guys. There's some huge deals going through in pre-contracts that I don't want us to fall behind by people making that offer. Christoph Piatek to Stuttgart. Mustafi, not really bothered about that. But there you go. There's the first big pre-contract signing of this window then. And that is Tolisso to Atletico Madrid. So keep tabs on that because that's going to be quite interesting. But one thing to note as well, guys. I was talking about that. Maybe if he does go, we'll try and get Bailey as well. I honestly don't think we need him. Sisto performing well. Player of the month so far. Chukwueze's had a fantastic episode as well. Don't really need to replace what's working. On the bench as well. The group's struggling to get game time at the minute. Another one that we could use, Hudson-Odoi is here as well. So I actually don't think we need Bailey all that much. So I think for the most part, if Zakaria goes, it's just Paredes to go in there. Maybe another centre-back, potentially another full-back. We'll see what the transfer window brings. But do make sure to leave me a comment about those pre-contract signings. Should we use them? Should we not? All that good stuff. I might leave a little poll in the top right-hand side, potentially, if I remember to do that, for you guys to have your say. Thank you so much for watching this episode, though. If you have enjoyed it, a like would be greatly appreciated. Let me show you the league table just before we go and see what is currently happening in that one. As you can see, Sociedad still 2 behind us. But other than that, there's a big gap between us and Real Madrid after 19 games have been played, which means I think we have played Sociedad then. So there we go. Until next time, though, have a fantastic Thursday evening, and I will see you all again tomorrow, hopefully, from Player Career Story. Catch you all then, guys. Adios.